Hello, my name is Malice. To whom do I owe the pleasure? I am pleased to make your acquaintance, friend. I figured that'd catch you off guard. You see, I'm not speaking to you, at least not physically. I'm mute. I use telepathy to communicate because I cannot speak, so what you are hearing is a projection of my voice which is being sent straight to your mind. It's a pretty useful way to circumvent my disability if I do say so myself. What do you think? Oh, I am terribly sorry. There's not much else I can do to make it less so. Well, thank you for your open-mindedness. I appreciate it. You're definitely kinder than much of the local populace here in Skyrim. Oh, how do I explain this? So, I'm sure you've heard of influence spells, like Calm, Fear, Fury, etc. My telepathy works like a really low-level influence spell. Basically, the same way influence spells project your intent to a target's mind, my telepathy projects my voice and intent to yours. However, unlike the aforementioned influence spells, my telepathy does not compel targets to conform to my will. Rather, it is solely projecting my voice and intent to the target, so if I wanted to actually influence someone with it, I'd have to be charming. It also behaves like a cloak spell with a comparatively large range, so it is targeting everyone within a range of myself. So those within my range can still hear me. This spell would be quite useless to anybody who does not need it to speak. I have specifically designed this spell to make my voice seem as natural as possible in any environment, solely to make it less jarring to hear. Thank you. I like to think I'm fairly adept at utilizing and understanding the arcane forces. I'm not a master of magic, however, not by a long shot. You see, whilst I'm fairly adept at controlling my magic, I'm also what is known as a wild mage, meaning my magic can sometimes be volatile, and produce an unexpected result. It's landed me in a fair bit of trouble in the past, however, I am much better at controlling it now. My control of my magicka is still not perfect, however, so it does produce unpredictable effects from time to time. Well, it varies. These effects can be bad, but they can also be beneficial, or even rather humorous in retrospect. For example, I may be trying to cast a firebolt, but my magicka will manifest itself into a volley of ice spikes instead. Or I may be trying to apply some mage armor to myself, but instead I am briefly transformed into a plant. Or to give an example of something bad, I may be trying to heal myself, but my magicka ends up reversing and harming me instead. That might sound like it could be bad, but it's fairly uncommon. By my calculations, I currently have a 1 in 35 chance of having what is called a surge. Whereas when I first started practicing magic, my probability was more around a 1 in 15 chance. Thank you. I have indeed come a long way. I'm always trying to get a better handle on controlling my magicka, however. In fact, you seem like a reasonable and respectful person. Would you awfully mind if I accompanied you in your travels? I am content with attempting to get a better handle on my magicka through study, but practice on the field is far more enlightening, at least in my opinion. I also promise I will make it worth your while by giving you copies of 2 spell tomes of my creation if you agree to let me tag along. I will also be working on inventing more spells as we travel, which I will teach you whilst on the road, at your discretion of course. Yes, quite safe. The volatility lies in my magicka alone, not the architecture of my spells.
No, even Ranmir can only drink so much.
Both spells are alteration spells, novice level, but quite useful. The first is one I called Malice's Arcane Lockpick. This spell will allow the caster to open locks that they touch whilst casting the spell. The difficulty of the locks you can open, however, is determined by how skilled with alteration magic you are. So, a novice of the alteration school of magic can only open the weakest of locks, whereas a master could, in theory, open damn near any lock. As for the second spell, it's one I've called Malice's Arcane Pickaxe. It's another utility spell which will rip ore straight out of the earth, and deliver it straight to the caster as long as they concentrate. It is far more efficient than mining manually, if I do say so myself. Glad you think so. So, what do you say? Is this offer compelling? Excellent. Here are the spell tomes. Let me know when you are ready to hit the road. Alright, lead the way.
I say, you didn't hear any loud noise.
Just word if you need a drink or something to eat.
Explosion sounds?
Sure, what's on your mind?
No, I certainly didn't.
Let's see if I have anything in a complete state that is within your ability to cast. I've been working on an improvement to my telepathy spell for some time now, and I finally have something that works. Using this version of that spell will allow us to telepathically communicate over great distances. It will be quite useful for strategic maneuvers.
That would be quite unfortunate for my research.
Certainly. Certainly. All right then. Sure, what's on your mind? Let's see if I have anything in a complete state that is within your ability to cast. No, but I'm always working on new spells. Ask again later and maybe I will have made some progress by then.
How long are we gonna let
I'll sell
Ranmir
just about
drink himself
anything
into
if
a
it's worth my
stupor?
time.
When will enough
Keep
people
that
Sure,
in
what's
mind.
on your mind?
As long as he keeps paying, I suppose.
Let's see if I have anything in a complete state that is within your ability to
Oh, you're
cast.
sure of that? I think
Yes,
Fiona
I have
might
created a
disagree
spell
with
which
you.
will allow me to teleport to
Not
you.
my
Feel
place
free
to
to
get
just let me
involved
know
in
when you
your
want me to do
family's
so via the
business.
telepathy spell.
You're the one that told me to stay out of it.
Certainly.
Just say the word if you need a drink or something to
Sorry.
eat.
Teleportation in progress. Certainly.